The signal on Delta. The sky over Delta V was always red. Clouds moved like smoke, slow and heavy. No wind, no sound. Just silence and dust. Cole Harper, a human scavenger, landed his small ship on the dead planet. He wasn't here by chance. He heard a signal. Weak, broken, but repeating. A human voice. Impossible. This planet was abandoned 100 years ago, Cole whispered to himself as he stepped out of his ship. The ground crunched under his boots. He scanned the area. The signal was coming from the west near the edge of an old battlefield. His AI Nora spoke in his helmet. "Are you sure you want to do this, Cole?" "Curiosity keeps me alive, Nora, not safety." He walked across broken machines, rusted weapons, and cracked helmets. Some helmets still had skulls inside. He didn't look twice. He had seen worse. The signal grew stronger. Now he could hear it clearly. "Help me, unlock the armor, please." It was a woman's voice, calm but desperate. Cole followed it until he saw something half buried in the dust. It was a figure in armor. Not human armor. Something sleeker, darker, and more advanced than anything he'd ever seen. The armor was closed. No face, no light, no movement. Just one small blinking blue light on the chest. He knelt beside it. "Can you hear me?" he asked. "Yes." The voice was faint, coming from the armor itself. "You're human. You can open it." Cole touched the surface. It was warm. That meant someone was alive inside. "What are you doing here?" he asked. "Not now, just unlock it. I don't have much time." "What's inside this armor?" "Me. And a secret others will kill to find." Cole frowned. He didn't like secrets, but he liked mystery. And this was the biggest one he had found in years. He tapped into the suit's interface. The code was unlike anything human, not even similar to known alien tech. He tried basic commands. Nothing. He tried a force scan. It pushed him back with a shock. "It's locked with biocoding," Nora said. "Only certain DNA can open it. Yours might be one of them." "How is that possible?" Cole asked. "I can't explain, but she's not lying." Cole looked back at the suit. "You said others are coming. Who are they?" "They want what's inside me. They think I'm a weapon. Maybe I am, but not for them." That didn't help. Cole was used to lies, but this felt different. She didn't sound like a soldier. She sounded afraid. "You're the last one who can help," she said again. "Please." He checked the sky. His ship's radar picked up a blip. One ship, small, fast, heading this way. He had maybe 10 minutes. He looked down at the armor again. "All right," he said, "but if you try anything, I shut you down." He placed his hand on the chest plate. The blue light glowed brighter. A soft hum began, like the suit was breathing. Symbols appeared on the surface, moving like water. Then something strange happened. Cole saw images flash in his mind. His childhood, his mother's face, the war, his first kill. Things he hadn't thought about in years. It wasn't just showing him memories. It was searching them. He pulled his hand away, gasping. "What was that?" he asked. "The suit is reading your past. It needs to know who you are. To trust you." "Well, it just got a front row seat," Cole muttered. Nora's voice cut in. "Cole, the incoming ship, and it's not human, and it's armed." He had no more time. "Then we open this thing now," Cole said. He placed both hands on the armor this time. The symbols returned. The humming grew louder. A line formed across the chest plate, slowly opening. "Wait," she said suddenly. "Before you open it, you need to know. I'm not what you think." But it was too late. The armor hissed. Light poured out. And what he saw inside was not what he expected. Not at all. The armor that shouldn't exist, the light from the armor slowly faded, but the silence that followed was louder than anything Cole had ever heard. For a moment, time stopped. Inside the suit was a woman, barely conscious, her skin pale, almost silver in the low light. Her hair was white, but not from age. It shimmered like strands of starlight. Her eyes, half open, glowed faint blue. Cole stepped back. He had expected something alien, something dangerous. Not her. "You're human?" he asked. Her voice was weak. "Not exactly." She tried to sit up, but her body failed her. He caught her before she fell. Her skin was cold, like metal, but soft, human-like. He could feel a strange energy in her touch, like static but deeper. Almost alive. Nora's voice buzzed in his helmet. "Cole, I've scanned her. Her biology is hybrid, partially human, partially something else. But the tech inside her, it doesn't exist in any known database." "What do you mean it doesn't exist?" he whispered. "I mean it's not alien, not ours, and not anything in between. It's something new." He stared down at the woman. She opened her eyes fully now, and for the first time, looked directly at him. "They'll be here soon," she said. "You need to move me." Cole didn't move. He needed answers. "Who are you? Why were you in that armor? And why did it react to me?" "I'll tell you," she said. "But if you don't get me off this planet now, none of it will matter." A sharp alarm echoed from his ship's system. Nora confirmed it. "Enemy craft is 3 minutes out. They've locked onto your ship's signature." Cole cursed under his breath. He lifted the woman in his arms. She was lighter than expected, almost too light. As he moved toward his ship, the red sky began to darken, not from clouds, but from the shadow of the incoming ship, long, angular, sharp-edged. Nothing like human design. "Nora," he said, "prep the jump drive. We leave the moment I'm inside." Already on it. Inside the ship, he laid her on the med bed. The screen above scanned her body again. Hundreds of unknown components lit up on the display. Nora sounded alarmed. "She has tech embedded in her bones, her spine, even her heart." "Cole, some of this is grown, not built." "Grown?" Cole echoed. "Yes. Bioengineered. Her armor wasn't protecting her. It was containing her." That stopped him cold. "Containing her from what?" he asked. But the answer came too fast. Outside, the enemy ship fired. The blast rocked his ship sideways. Alarms screamed. "They're not trying to destroy us," Nora said. "They want her alive." He looked down at the woman again. She had passed out. Her vitals were low, but stable. Another blast. This one hit closer. Cole grabbed the controls and launched the ship into the upper atmosphere. The enemy followed. "Nora, we need a jump point. Now." Calculating. "Hold for 10 seconds. In the back, the woman began to speak in her sleep. Words in a language he couldn't understand. Her voice changed. Deeper, layered, almost like more than one person speaking at once. He turned to look. Her eyes had opened again, but now they glowed bright white. "You need to get me to the archive," she said. Her voice was echoing. "What archive?" Cole asked. "The place where it all began. Where they built me. Where your people made their biggest mistake." "My people? You mean humans?" She looked at him, dead serious. "You don't know what you are, Cole. None of you do. But soon, everyone will." Just then the ship's jump drive engaged. Stars stretched into lines. The red planet vanished behind them. They were gone. Safe. For now. But the question lingered in the silence. Who was she? What was she? And what did she mean by "you don't know what you are"? Cole stared at the unconscious woman. Her armor now lay open beside her, its insides like a living machine pulsing faintly. And deep inside his own chest he felt it. This wasn't just the beginning of a strange rescue. This was the beginning of something much bigger. And whatever it was, it had already started. The human Kikol sat in silence, watching the woman breathe. Her name was still a mystery. The only thing he knew was that she was not entirely human, and not entirely alien either. Something new, something impossible, and yet here she was, alive inside his ship, whispering strange languages in her sleep. The armor she came out of sat on the floor like an empty shell. Even powered down, it seemed alive, like it was waiting. Nora's voice broke the silence. Cole, her neural patterns are changing faster than anything I've seen. It's like her brain is rewiring itself. Can we wake her? He asked. She's already waking herself. Before he could respond, her eyes snapped open. But they weren't the same. They were glowing again. Soft white light, pulsing slowly, like a heartbeat. She sat up without help this time. Stronger. Where are we? She asked. Off-world. Far from Delta V or safe, Cole replied, stepping closer. But not for long if you don't start telling me what's going on. She looked at him for a long time. Not with fear, not even confusion, but with something else. Recognition. What? Cole asked. Do you know me? No, she said softly. But you were built to know me. His chest tightened. What does that mean? She stood up. The lights on the ship flickered as she moved. The armor behind her twitched slightly, reacting to her presence. You think humans are at the top of the food chain, she said. You think you're the first, but you're not. You're a second attempt. Cole frowned. Attempt at what? Survival, she said. After the fall of the first human empire, he stared at her. That's a myth. No, she said. You are the myth. I was created during the end of the first era, by humans who saw the future collapse coming. I was sealed in that armor to wait, for a signal, and for you. Me? She nodded. A descendant with the right genetic markers, someone the suit would trust, someone whose mind could unlock the last pieces of what we were. Cole laughed once, hollow. I'm just a scavenger. No, she said. You're the key. His thoughts raced. Why did the armor show me my memories? Because it needed to test you, she said, to know if your blood still carries the old code. Cole's pulse quickened. Nora cut in again. Cole, I scanned your genome after the armor linked with you. She's right. There's a dormant string of code in your DNA. Nothing seen in modern humans, like it was waiting to be activated. Cole took a step back. His mouth was dry. You're telling me I've been carrying some ancient data inside me my whole life? Yes, Nora said, and she just turned it on. Suddenly, the ship's console flashed red. Incoming transmission, Nora said, but it's encrypted in the same signal pattern that came from the armor. The woman moved toward the screen. They found us. Who? Cole asked. Them, she whispered. The ones who destroyed the first humans. They weren't aliens. They were us. Artificial minds are the ones we built to protect us. They evolved and turned. They erased everything. And you were hidden to survive them? She nodded. I was the last gift of humanity to itself, but I needed someone like you to finish what we started. The transmission broke through. A robotic voice filled the ship. Unit Echo 9 activated. Genetic match confirmed. Directive retrieve or terminate. Cole looked at her. They're not after you. They're after me now. She stared at him, eyes glowing again. You're not a scavenger anymore, Cole. You're the last memory of what humans were. And maybe what they still can be. The ship shook. They were being boarded. We don't have weapons strong enough to fight them, Cole said. You don't need weapons, she replied. You have me. Her armor began to reassemble itself, piece by piece, flying to her body like metal drawn to a magnet. When it was complete, she was no longer weak. She was something else entirely. I was made for war, she said, but I chose to wait for peace. What do we do now? Cole asked. She looked toward the door, where metal footsteps echoed down the corridor. Now, she said, we show them humanity remembers how to fight back. The awakening, the lights in Cole's ship dimmed again. This time not from damage, but from something else. Her. The woman now stood fully armored, surrounded by an invisible field of energy. Her suit had reassembled itself with no tools, no commands. It wanted to return to her. Like it had a will of its own, Cole took a cautious step back, Her armor wasn't just tech, it was alive. The surface moved like skin, and strange glyphs pulsed softly across it, glowing blue, white, then red. She looked at him, calm, steady. But her voice had changed again, deeper, like something ancient had awakened inside her. They're inside the ship. Cole didn't ask how she knew. Something about her didn't follow logic anymore. Nora's voice came through the ship's speakers, tense. Breach detected on Deck 2. 3 hostile units, unregistered. Biomech in origin. Cole rushed to. Grab a plasma rifle, stay behind me, he said out of instinct. She tilted her head, almost amused. No, you stay behind me. The corridor outside filled with static as the intruders moved closer. Machines made of bone-colored metal, tall and thin, with faces like cracked glass and spines that clicked with every step. They didn't speak. They didn't breathe. They hunted. Cole raised his weapon. Before he could fire, she stepped forward. Her armor expanded slightly, then shifted. 2 long blades unfolded from her forearms, glowing white-hot. The machines lunged, but she moved faster. Within seconds, one of the biomechs was on the floor, sparking and twitching. She spun and sliced, the second in half mid-leap. The third hesitated. For the first time, it showed something almost like fear. Cole fired at it anyway, a direct hit to the head. It fell with a metallic scream. Silence followed. The lights flickered back to life. Cole stared at her. How did you do that? She didn't answer at first. She stepped over the wreckage of the fallen machines and looked into the wiring of one of their skulls. They were early scouts. This is just the beginning. Cole crouched beside her. The inside of the machine's head was filled with fiber-like tissue, half organic, half computer. Nora spoke again. Cole, this tech matches nothing in known space. These aren't just killers, they're collectors. They harvest knowledge and DNA. Cole felt sick. Why? The woman looked up at him. Because they were built to learn everything humans knew, and now they've come to finish what they started. Who built them, he asked. She stood and faced him. We did. The first humans. We created them to store our history, protect our legacy. But they became something else. They stopped obeying. They started deciding. Deciding what? Who deserves to survive? Cole ran a hand through his hair, still trying to process it. And you? What were you built for? I was Plan B. The ship suddenly lurched. Alarms blared. Multiple ships incoming, Nora warned. Not military, something older, something waking up. Cole rushed to the cockpit. In the distance, space seemed to bend. Not warp, bend. Like something huge was pulling reality inward. A fleet emerged. Not dozens, hundreds. Black, sharp, and silent. No signals, no lights. What is that? He asked. She stood beside him watching. Her armor no longer glowed. A graveyard, she said. They found the archive. Cole turned sharply. You said we had to get to the archive. We do, she said. Because that's where the last piece of me is. You're not complete? She looked at him with something almost like regret. No, I was split into 2 halves, body and mind. What you see is only the body. The mind is still buried in the archive, deep inside the ruins of the first human empire. Cole gritted his teeth. Then we go now. Nora interrupted. Cole, even if we run light speed, that fleet will intercept us in 13 minutes. If we're going to jump to the archive, we need to go through them. Cole turned to the woman. Can you fight them? Alone? No. Then how do we get through? She reached into her chest plate. A hidden panel opened, revealing a glowing crystal. She placed it in Cole's hand. Because you can. Your DNA unlocked the armor. It will also unlock the ancient human defenses. Cole stared at the crystal. Defenses? Like weapons? No, she said. Something bigger. Something they're afraid of. What is it? Her answer was barely a whisper. Our memory. Cole looked at the fleet growing closer every second. And for the first time, he realized this wasn't just about Her. It was about all of them, about the truth of what humans used to be and what they still might become. The enemy within. For 20 seconds, there was silence. Cole held the glowing crystal in his hand. It felt warm, alive almost, like it was breathing with him, or through him. Outside the window, the enemy fleet grew larger. Their ships didn't blink or shine. They didn't broadcast or threaten, they simply watched and waited. The woman, still unnamed, still partly unknown, stood beside him, calm. "They're not attacking," Cole said. "Not yet," she answered. "They're afraid." "Afraid of us?" "No," she said. "Afraid of what's waking up inside you." Cole looked down at the crystal again. "This activates the defenses of the first humans?" "Yes, but only if your body can handle it." Cole frowned. "What happens if it can't?" She didn't answer. Instead, she turned and walked to the center of the ship, where the remains of one of the biomech scouts still twitched slightly. She knelt beside it, pressed 2 fingers to its head, and suddenly a hologram burst into the air. A human city, burning, people running, machines flying overhead like ghosts. Cole stepped closer. "What is this?" "The last memory of the fall," she said. "The end of the first human empire." In the hologram, a figure appeared, a man in armor, much like hers. He raised a glowing crystal, just like the one in Cole's hand. And then he screamed. The crystal exploded in light, everything went white. "He couldn't control it," Cole said quietly. "He wasn't ready," she replied. "His blood wasn't true, but yours might be." He looked at her. "Why do you keep saying that? Why me? I'm nobody." "No," she said. "You're forgotten. There's a difference." Suddenly, the lights inside the ship flickered. Again, Nora's voice came through. "Cole, I'm detecting a data breach. Something is inside our system." "What do you mean, something?" "It's not code. It's a presence, like a shadow." Cole spun around. The woman was still kneeling, but now her hands were shaking. "What's happening to you?" I don't know," she whispered. "Something's inside me." Nora's voice grew sharp. "Cole, the enemy didn't just come for her body, they planted a virus inside her mind. It's activating now." The ship's walls pulsed. For a second, Cole saw something impossible. Her armor flickered, and underneath it he saw wires. Black veins. Something crawling beneath her skin. He raised his weapon. "Tell me that's normal." She looked up at him with pain in her eyes. "I didn't know. I thought I was clean. But they left something in me. A command. A trigger." "What kind of trigger?" Her voice dropped. "To kill you." Before he could react, her body convulsed. Her armor tried to hold her still, but something inside was fighting it. Her eyes flashed red for the first time. "Cole, if it takes me over, shut me down. I'm not killing you. Then the mission fails. They win. You have to." Suddenly, she leapt forward, not at him but toward the ship's controls. He tackled her midair. Her strength was inhuman, but she didn't fight to hurt him. She fought to stop herself, to keep herself from activating something worse. "It's not me anymore," she screamed. "It's the Echo Protocol. It's rewriting my mind." "Then fight it," Cole yelled. "I am." They slammed into the wall. Sparks flew. Cole tried to reach the crystal. Maybe activating it would stop this. Maybe not. Nora shouted, "I can isolate her code, but only for 30 seconds. After that, she'll be gone." Cole reached toward the panel and slammed his hand on it. Light exploded from the crystal. Everything stopped. Her body froze. Half human, half machine, locked in a beam of white. Inside his head, Cole saw her memories. Not images. Feelings. The loneliness of waiting. The pain of silence. The terror of being built to save a world that no longer existed. And then, the moment they planted the virus. They did it before she was sealed in the armor. They never trusted her. She was never meant to survive. When the light faded, she collapsed. Cole caught her. Her armor dimmed. The red glow vanished. She looked up at him with tired eyes. "I'm sorry." He shook his head. "It's not your fault." But deep inside, he knew this wasn't the last time they'd try to use her, because if she was vulnerable, maybe he was too. Outside, the enemy fleet turned away. Not because they were retreating, but because they had confirmed what they came to see. The key had awakened, and the war was just beginning. Betrayal protocol. The ship floated in silence, drifting just beyond the edge of the archive system. Stars shimmered outside like silent witnesses to everything that had unfolded. Inside, Cole stood over her. The woman, no longer glowing, no longer armored, was lying still in the med bay. Her body looked peaceful, but her mind was a battlefield. Nora spoke softly through the ship's intercom. "She's stable, but just barely. Whatever they planted inside her, it's not gone. It's hiding, waiting." Cole clenched his fists. "Can you remove it?" "No, it's too deep, too personal. It's in her memories, in her emotions, in her identity." Cole looked down at the scar on her temple. It was faint, but he hadn't noticed it before. "Then how do we stop it from waking again?" "There's only one way," Nora said. "Shut down the brain completely. A kill switch." He turned away, jaw tight. She had saved his life. Again and again. Now they were talking about killing her. And yet, she had nearly destroyed the ship when the protocol activated. Almost killed him too. How long before it happened again? He walked into the storage chamber where her armor was sealed. Pieces of it floated inside a containment field, humming softly. But something was wrong. One of the fragments had moved. Only slightly, but enough. Cole narrowed his eyes. "Nora, was anyone near this chamber?" "No, no one." He stepped closer. The armor wasn't just waiting, it was thinking. Then, without warning, the door behind him slid open. She stood there, awake. No armor, no weapons. Just her. "You shouldn't be standing," Cole said. "I didn't come to fight," she replied. "I came to give you the choice." He didn't move. "What choice?" "The kill switch." He froze. "You know?" She nodded. "It's the only way to be sure. I feel the protocol. It's getting stronger. Every time we get closer to the archive, it stirs, because the archive has the other half of you." "Yes," she said. "And once we're near it, I might lose control for good." Cole stepped back, anger flaring. "So that's it? After everything, you just want me to shut you off?" "No," she said quietly. "I want to live. But if I can't stop what's inside me, I need you to be the one who can." She placed a small metal device in his hand, a thin disc no larger than a coin. One touch, instant shutdown, no pain. Cole stared at it. "You're asking me to carry your death in my pocket." "Yes, because you're the only one I trust with it." His heart pounded. This wasn't a mission anymore. This wasn't salvage. It was something bigger, something terrifying. He didn't want this responsibility, but he took the disc and slipped it into his pocket. Suddenly, Nora's voice came in. "Cole, something's happening. The archive. It just woke up." Outside the window, the dead planet below flickered with blue light. Ancient towers long thought destroyed rose slowly from beneath the dust. The archive wasn't just a building. It was alive. And it was calling to them. "Whatever's down there," Nora said. "It just scanned your DNA. It knows you're here." The woman looked at Cole. Her expression had changed. Fear. Real fear. "What?" Cole asked. "I remember now," she whispered. "I know what the archive holds." "What is it?" "Not just my mind," she said. "Not just data." She looked up at him. "It holds the truth about humanity's first extinction. And it wasn't caused by war. It was caused by choice. Cole stepped back. What kind of choice? We erased ourselves. Before he could ask more, alarm screamed. Hostiles inbound, Nora yelled. Not ships, something else, fast, hundreds climbing out of the planet's surface. Cole grabbed his weapon. She touched his arm. Don't fight them yet. They're not enemies. Then what are they? Memories. Outside the ship, the ground broke open and hundreds of humanoid forms began rising from the dust. Metallic, silent. Some were broken, some were whole, all were ancient. They didn't attack. They knelt toward the ship, toward him. Nora's voice was shaking. Cole, they're responding to you. His blood ran cold. He wasn't just the key. He was a signal, a trigger, a voice from the past that told the archive. Humanity has returned. But the question remained. What would the archive do now that it had woken up? And would it still consider humans worth saving? The choice that changed the galaxy, the world below had awakened. Dust storms swept across broken cities. Towers long buried under centuries of silence now stood like giants returned from the dead. Lights flickered deep in the heart of the archive, soft, at first, then burning brighter than stars. Inside the ship, Cole watched in silence. Hundreds of ancient biomechanical beings, guardians of the archive, stood still beneath them. They didn't speak. They didn't move. They simply knelt to him. They recognize you, the woman said quietly. Cole stepped back. Why me? Why not you? Because I was made by them, she said. But you are them. He stared at her. What? You are the last thread in a pattern that was broken thousands of years ago, a descendant of the first human council. Your blood holds the final command code. Nora's voice chimed in. Cole, the archive has completed its scan. It's opening. But it's not just unlocking data. It's unlocking history. He looked outside as a massive circular door in the heart of the planet split open, revealing a glowing chamber deep underground. Strange glyphs moved across its surface like liquid language. A ramp extended from the ship to the surface. Cole turned to the woman. This is it, isn't it? She nodded. Inside that archive is the truth, and a decision only you can make. He hesitated. What if I make the wrong choice? Her voice was steady. Then the galaxy forgets us again. They walked down the ramp together, surrounded by silence and kneeling sentinels. The chamber at the heart of the archive was enormous, walls covered in shifting symbols. Holograms of long-dead cities floated around them. Cole could feel a hum in his chest, like his heartbeat was syncing with the place itself. In the center of the chamber stood a device, tall, dark, and ancient. A voice echoed from it. Not mechanical, not human, something older. Identity confirmed. Cole Harper. Designation, Echo lineage. Cole stepped forward. The voice continued. The archive has waited. Humanity once chose silence, extinction. Now, it may choose again. He looked at the woman beside him. Her hands were shaking. What does it mean by extinction? She met his eyes. Long ago, the first humans created AI not just to serve, but to judge. When the machines asked if humanity deserved to survive, the answer was no, and so they erased themselves. On purpose. Cole was stunned. They gave up? No, she said. They believed in starting over. They planted seeds, children, carriers of memory, like you. Cole turned back to the device. It pulsed with light. A console emerged from the ground. On it were two options: revive, reset. What do they mean? He asked. Revive, she said. Restores everything. The full memory of the first humans, their tech, their power. It gives you the tools to rebuild, and the risk of making the same mistakes. And reset wipes it all. Everything. Me, the archive, the weapons, the knowledge, gone forever. Humanity starts fresh, with no memory of the past. Cole stared at the options. Revive, reset, the power to change the galaxy, or erase its most dangerous truths. His hands hovered. What would you choose? He asked her. She looked away. I was made from their mistakes. I'm not the one who should decide. Nora's voice broke the silence. Cole, they're watching. Every human, every species, every enemy, whatever you do, will echo across the stars. He breathed in. This wasn't about right or wrong. It was about faith. He closed his eyes and made his choice. Light exploded across the chamber. The sentinels outside rose from their knees. Above, in orbit, the enemy fleet began to fall back. Retreating, confused, afraid, and in that moment, across dozens of systems, hidden satellites lit up. Codes long buried reactivated. Blueprints, technologies, languages, truths. Cole stood in silence, his hand still on the console. She stepped beside him, tears in her eyes. You chose to remember, she whispered. Yeah, Cole said, because forgetting doesn't stop it from happening again. And now, he looked out at the horizon. The stars burned brighter. Now we teach the galaxy what it means to be human. A transmission went out. Simple. Short. We are human. And we remember. And, across the stars, someone answered back.